Martin Luther King Jr. was an American Baptist minister and civil rights activist who became a leading figure in the civil rights movement from the mid-1950s until his assassination in 1968. He was born in Atlanta, Georgia, on January 15, 1929, to Reverend Martin Luther King Sr. and Alberta Williams King. King Jr. was the middle child of three, with an older sister, Willie Christine King, and a younger brother, Alfred Daniel Williams King. Growing up in Atlanta, King Jr. was exposed to the injustices of segregation and discrimination. As a young boy, he witnessed the indignities suffered by African Americans in his hometown, including being forced to sit at the back of buses, use separate drinking fountains, and attend segregated schools. Despite these challenges, King Jr. excelled in school and was accepted into Morehouse College in Atlanta at the age of 15. It was during his time at Morehouse that King Jr. began to develop his interest in social justice and activism. He was influenced by the teachings of Mahatma Gandhi and other nonviolent advocates, and he became involved in local civil rights protests and demonstrations. After graduating from Morehouse with a degree in sociology, King Jr. went on to study theology at Crozer Theological Seminary in Pennsylvania, where he continued to develop his ideas on nonviolent resistance and social change. In 1955, King Jr. was elected president of the Montgomery Improvement Association, which was formed to coordinate the Montgomery bus boycott. The boycott was sparked by the arrest of Rosa Parks, a black woman who refused to give up her seat on a Montgomery city bus to a white person. King Jr. helped organize the boycott, which lasted for 381 days and brought national attention to the issue of segregation and discrimination. The success of the Montgomery bus boycott helped establish King Jr. as a national figure in the civil rights movement. He went on to lead many other nonviolent protests and demonstrations, including the Birmingham Campaign in 1963 and the Selma to Montgomery marches in 1965. King Jr. was also a prolific writer and speaker, and his speeches and writings on civil rights and social justice continue to inspire people around the world. In 1964, King Jr. was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his efforts to end racial segregation and discrimination through nonviolent means. However, despite his many achievements, King Jr. faced intense opposition and criticism from those who opposed his message of equality and justice. He was arrested numerous times and faced death threats on a regular basis. On April 4, 1968, King Jr. was assassinated while standing on the balcony of his room at the Lorraine Motel in Memphis, Tennessee. His death sparked riots and protests in cities across the country, and it marked a tragic end to a life dedicated to social justice and equality. Today, Martin Luther King Jr. is remembered as one of the most influential and inspiring figures in American history. His commitment to nonviolence, social justice, and equality continue to serve as a guiding light for those who seek to make the world a better and more just place. Martin Luther King Jr. was known for his powerful speeches and his ability to inspire people with his words. "I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin but by the content of their character." This quote is from King Jr.'s famous, "I Have a Dream" speech, which he delivered at the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom in 1963. The quote emphasizes King Jr.'s vision for a future in which racial discrimination is eliminated and people are judged solely on their character, rather than the color of their skin. It represents his belief in the power of equality and justice, and his commitment to achieving those goals through nonviolent means. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. This quote emphasizes the power of love and nonviolence in overcoming hatred and darkness. It suggests that the only way to truly combat hate and darkness is with love and light, and that violence and hatred only lead to more violence and hatred. It represents King Jr.'s philosophy of nonviolent resistance, and his belief that change can only be achieved through love, understanding, and compassion. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. This quote emphasizes the interconnectedness of justice and injustice, and suggests that injustice in one place can have ripple effects in other places. It represents King Jr.'s belief in the importance of standing up for justice and equality, even when it may not directly affect us personally. It highlights the fact that all people are connected, and that we all have a responsibility to fight for justice and equality for all. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. This quote emphasizes the importance of speaking up and taking action in the face of injustice and oppression. It suggests that silence and inaction are tantamount to complicity, and that we all have a responsibility to use our voices and take a stand for what we believe in. It represents King Jr.'s belief in the power of individual action, and his conviction that change is possible when people are willing to speak out and take action. The time is always right to do what is right. This quote emphasizes the importance of taking action and doing what is right, regardless of the circumstances. It suggests that there is never a wrong time to stand up for justice and equality, and that we should always be willing to do what is right, even in the face of adversity. It represents King Jr.'s belief in the power of individual action, and his conviction that change is possible when people are willing to take a stand and do what is right. We appreciate your support in watching our videos. If you enjoy learning about political, business, writer and science leaders' biographies and quotes, please consider subscribing to our channel and giving us a thumbs up to help us grow and continue bringing you valuable content.